We're stuck in the See Me Dance verse again. Hey everyone, and welcome to Movie Club 95. I'm your host, Matt, and today I'm joined by Tommy.
Hey everybody.
And recurring fan favorite, Collie.
What's up?
The one fan is my mother, and she says, welcome back, Collie.
Oh, hi, Ma.
She doesn't like me.
I don't care for that Tommy.
I told her it was because Rollerblade 7 was Tommy's idea, so it's been downhill ever since.
Fair. I'll take the heat for that one.
All right, today we have a wild one. There's plenty of bad Christian movies that get ripped on pretty frequently. There's Kirk Cameron's Saving Christmas, God's Not Dead, God's Not Dead 2, but none of them quite have the same so weird you have to see it vibes, quite like 2009's See Me Dance. See Me Dance is the story of a high school girl named Shuri who wants to be a professional dancer, but unfortunately she gets diagnosed with leukemia. Or something to that effect. She gets like superpowers or something. I really don't know why the devil's pissed, but anyway, that's essentially the plot of the movie. The year's 1992, and there's a woman and her baby attempting to be run off the road by a trucker.
Optimus Prime is a jerk.
In an almost shot-for-shot remake of Terminator 2. And while watching this, I thought, maybe I'm being a little bit over-dramatic with the Terminator 2 comparison. But then I found out that Greg Robbins, the man who directed this movie, was actually in the first Terminator.
What? No.
I think I did. He just plays like Man somewhere, like some insignificant role.
I wouldn't say insignificant. He plays Man at gas station.
That's what it was, yeah. Makes me want to go back and watch Terminator.
Why are you doing this?
Why are you doing this? What does this trucker have against this lady? And specifically babies?
So you ever just see those baby on board stickers and just really want to run them down? He could have had a really bad day and he's like, you know what, fucking lady, I'm not going to be told what to do.
The mom is also wearing these sick-ass driving gloves, and she definitely looks just as cool as the Goss God in Drive. I don't see any difference. The truck overtakes them eventually, gets super far ahead of them, and then rams head-on into the mother's car, causing it to flip over and explode into a fiery ball of death.
He was just trying to stop her because she had a car full of kerosene and a child in the back.
We're probably going to get a copyright knock, but I need you to put the music in from Twisted Metal in that scene.
It looks like no one got to the wreckage until morning, so the next scene is a funeral for the victims, and twist reveal number one, the baby that was in the back seat, completely fine. No scratches or anything. Baby seats in the 90s, just built different.
Miracle.
She's God's little miracle.
For a while.
There's a video montage of the little girl growing up, being involved in dance class. All right, ladies, this dance is called the Fiery Crash on I-95. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, whoops, sorry.
We get to present day where we see that she's still passionate about dance. This is our main girl, Shuri. Shuri has a pretty simple life. All she's worried about is the fact that she might not make the school's dance team, so she's been going pretty hard on the training. And she goes so hard that her dad finds her passed out in their home dance studio and rushes her to the hospital. The doctor says she's fine.
She seems healthy.
And she's
Definitely
definitely
physically
physically fit. So she can go home, do some light practice, and oh boy, does Shuri need it. Oh, Cherie, God.
God damn it.
The doctor calls with the test results, and bad news.
I've gone over Cherie's test results, and I'm sorry, but Cherie has leukemia.
So earlier, when the doctor said she was totally fine and seemed healthy and definitely physically fit, so that was a lie. What's even worse is she's in the late stages too, so the doctor says there's no treatment that can help her.
Except dance.
See me dance.
Back home, she's putting on her makeup, and it's all starting to hit her. Whenever there's supposed to be an emotional scene, they just crank up the jams, they shove it down your throat with uplifting music, and the music stings synced up with the actions on screen. Even though she's got leukemia, she's been practicing for the dance team, and she's not going to let anything get in her way. Except the way that she dances. But that's what she does somehow. She makes the high school dance team, and she is thrilled.
We made it.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Cherie is struggling to live through the reality that God would do this to her, so she invites her friend over to cope and to watch a movie, because her dad is going out of the house. He's got a hot date with the doctor who diagnosed her with leukemia.
Do you think she has a problem with me?
No, I don't think that's
I mean, you told her she was going to die. She probably takes that
way.
personally.
That must have been an incredibly awkward come on.
When she got leukemia, the doctor just wrote a prescription to her father. One me, take twice daily before bed.
Is there anything we can do? Dinner. 7 o'clock.
This ends up with the doctor basically asking Vince what happened to his wife. And he straight up lies to her.
When Cherie was a baby, my wife, Sarah, she was driving in the store and a semi blew a tire, swerved into her. Really quite strange.
I mean, he could not sound more like he's hiding the truth.
Really quite strange.
He mumbles all this bullshit about going to the store. But the clip at the beginning of the movie, it's like 3 a.m.
It's middle of the night.
So, what are you hiding, Vince? His mental flashback, full of lies.
We're on to you.
He says she was driving in the store. Okay, that's a little odd, right?
Was this Blues Brothers or going through the mall?
It's been, 20 years and the most traumatic moment of your life. You think that you would get your facts straight, Vince? And then, to cap it off, he says, a semi blew a tire and swerved into her. When in reality, the truck driver straight up committed vehicular homicide.
Maybe the trucker covered his tracks, crashed head on, took a spare tire, and just threw it at the car that was left. There we go. It just drove off.
Did they ever find the guy? Nope. Did they ever find the truck? No.
Shit's about to get real weird.
What's my dad gonna do without me?
I'll be fine.
What? I'm not crazy, Dad. You just said, I'll be fine.
What? I did?
Cherie has mind reading powers? Or her dad has mind reading powers. I think her leukemia gives her dad mind reading powers. Or they're connected. So I guess they have another superpower because they're both in bed and they both have the same dream about saving Allie from drowning in a lake. We get a peek behind the curtain into the life of Cherie's dad. He's in the illustrious field of perfume sales.
So if we rip off the Nissan logo and just take out the word, no one's gonna know.
I think you've got a hit.
Think it'll sell?
I do. I really do.
Good. Okay, look, I'm running late. I'll see you next week.
I'll have it ready.
It's about time Perfume for Dogs took off. Cherie is worried about Allie since she watched her drown in her dreams. So she tries to help her best friend out the way that only a true best friend can.
Do you want to come to teen night with me at my church?
What the fuck is that?
Not tonight.
I'd rather
I'm
die.
kinda tired.
Oh.
See you guys.
Oh.
I can't believe you invited her to church.
I know.
I'm shocked that did not work. A teen as cool as Allie doesn't want to go to a church teen night?
I don't understand kids anymore.
Shri is really trying to convert Allie because she wants to save her.
Why do you care?
That's a very good question, Allie. And I guess the answer is because when Shri touches people, they see an image of themselves being crucified.
I don't understand. I will.
Allie, will you go to church with me? Oh, I don't know. Oh my god! You would do that to me? Fuck, I'll do whatever you say.
Hey, Cherie, you want to take a ride?
No thanks.
Oh, come on, Cherie. Take a ride with us.
I said no. Jacob, stop!
Jacob is kind of a weirdo who looks very aggressively at her all the time.
Hey, Cherie.
And her feelings are validated because he gets out of the car and he chases her down and tries to strangle her to death in someone's front yard.
This is textbook toxic masculinity. No, I don't want to ride. What?
I mean, that's how you get your first 1-star review.
Thankfully, Shri's dad shows up and he does some John Wick style ass beating while that knockoff Evanescence song plays in the background. So the fight ends because Shri touches one of the girls in the fight, and later Jacob, and they both get the same thing that Allie had, where it's vaguely threatening visions of them being crucified.
Save me.
Can I just say that scene would have been so much cooler if he just pulled out 2 6-shooters and every bullet was named after an apostle and just starts firing away. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John!
And then the Judas bullet hits a tree and...
So, God wants me to...
Yeah? Huh.
I'm not entirely sure what God wants her to do. Does God want her to crucify those high school kids?
We'll just keep it wrapped up and stay off your... This is great.
What's even crazier is after this, they get back home and everyone who just tried to murder her is standing on her front lawn, which is a threat. I don't know why they're so calm about this.
I think that's an intervention for people that are not willing to see their own crucifixion anymore. You need to start wearing driving gloves like your mother.
Yeah, and it turns out that they're all there to apologize, which is weird.
We have had some problems since my husband left us. And
He's coming back from those cigarettes, right?
it's just...
Well,
been
my
a
son
bad
here beat
time.
him to death, and well,
Strangled him in front of our neighbor's
Oh,
yard.
Dad, get in the fucking car!
I am sorry. I hurt you.
I don't really understand this.
It happened because of you, Cherie. Look, I can't explain it, but...
Hey, man. It doesn't need explanation.
It does need explanation.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's your explanation. Hey.
After the weird attempted murder apology, Shri's back in dance class as if nothing happened, and a mysterious figure shows up in the corner.
Who's that? Where?
She leaves the studio and she sees this weird man again on some concrete stairs, while a landscaping company is clearly trying to annoy him into leaving by blowing leaves on him to get him away.
And it works, because then he's in the street, like 10 feet away from her.
I know this sounds weird, Cherie, but it's as if God has chosen you. And if that's the truth, man, this is gonna tick off the devil.
This wouldn't be a true bad movie if no one looked directly into the camera, and that's exactly what happens when Cherie sees the devil hiding behind their oven.
Yeah, he did a pretty good job of it, too.
He's behind the oven.
Someone say my name. Oh, they see me. Oh boy.
They see me.
Devil out. Cherie is having a nightmare about the devil, and she wakes up screaming, sees that her dad is inexplicably in her room staring at her, and starts screaming even louder.
Wouldn't you?
Cherie's screaming because Greg Robbins was watching her sleep.
Really quite strange.
The camera pans, and behind Greg Robbins, up comes the devil. So the devil shows up in her room, and this is so funny, but I don't understand this. Greg Robbins goes,
You don't have God's permission to be here.
You don't have permission from God to be here. And the devil goes, Yeah, I do.
Yes, I do.
God really wants her dead. Like, I'm convinced that God wants her dead. She got leukemia, and now he said the devil was fine going to visit her.
Like, God checked his rule book, and he's like, well, technically that's not my house, so I can't tell you to leave.
So what does the dad do when... also the Satan just leaves. He's like, I have permission to be here, so you can't make me leave. And then he's like, but I will.
It's gone. It's gone.
I'm leaving not because you want me to leave, because I'm choosing to leave.
Because you asked me to. I said no, and now I'm going to anyway to make you look stupid.
After the devil leaves, Cherie wakes up, which means she woke up, saw her dad talking to the devil, fell back asleep, and then the devil leaves and she wakes up again. Like, what's happening?
Yeah. So Vince just does what he thinks is the right thing to do. He calls up the pastor, and they come up with a plan, a very good plan. There's a battle of the metal bands next Friday night at the local high school. The winner of the battle of the bands gets signed to a record deal. So there's going to be a lot of people in attendance. The pastor is friends with one of the bands because they're a Christian metal band.
But there is one that's a Christian rock group called the Aaron Greer Band.
I know those guys. I hear them on the radio all the time.
Wow, Dad. I didn't know you were so hip.
Thanks.
And they've agreed to let Cherie go up on stage and preach during their set. Or as I like to call it, the quickest way to lose a Battle of the Bands competition. That's obviously not the real song, but the one that they play has the lyrics, "Please God, fill me up." And I thought that this version was a little bit easier on the ears. We don't really know how her speech goes because she gets on stage and it cuts right to church.
Today we have a special message from Cherie Payton. So?
Do we really need to have a teenager preach to us?
Cherie gets up on stage and doesn't say a single word.
This is my interpretive dance of the book of Revelations.
Somehow people are just eating this up. They're getting out of their seats and they're kneeling before her, and she has now become their new god.
Some might say that's sacrilegious.
After she gives her sermon, it seems like the town has really turned things around.
Look, it says in the last 2 weeks, murders and rapes have gone down 89%. It's the biggest decrease in 50 years.
Cherie only gave this sermon to maybe 50 people. So how many of those people were going around raping and murdering that after this, the town rape went down 89%?
Just keep in mind that she ran into a random dude who wanted to give her a ride, and he almost murdered her for saying no. That's
true.
That's got to be close to like the social norm of that town.
Well, in Variety, it says the next big 3 movies scheduled for release have been shelved by the studio executives. It's reports that they say that they may harm family values and they're never going to release them.
Goodbye, The Blind Side. Goodbye, Inglorious Bastards. And see you never, Up.
The county register says that the owner of a large chain of adult bookstores is closing the doors to all of his stores. When asked why, the multimillionaire entrepreneur replied, pornography is a vile sin.
Hey, did you hear all those people who never put the shopping carts back? They're burning in hell now.
Oh my God. Did you see the headline? Anyone that's ever done a weed is now dead. Their hearts exploded in front of their families.
Man who spits on sidewalk burns alive. Hooray!
Cherie and her dad want to expand their message to the world, whatever their message is, but they haven't actually said what it is yet. Doesn't matter. Cherie said nothing, and she just got up on stage at church, and it dropped murders and rapes by 89%. So more power to them. Spread that message across the globe. They go to a TV exec and ask for airtime during primetime television, and he says, no, absolutely not. This is a terrible idea. To which Cherie says,
now, do you need anything else? How about a studio?
They then go around and do the exact same thing, bullying every other studio executive into giving them airtime.
Hey, Ralph.
Well, I'll be. Haven't seen you in a while.
Still serial killer Ralph.
Where is everyone?
Ralph turns out to be Satan. But I'm kind of coming around to Satan. Seems like he's kind of a nice guy because he's letting her use the dance studio unattended, even though it's off hours. And he actually watches the whole performance.
Oh, hi, Miss Tucker. I missed my bus.
Come on, I'll give you a ride home.
Thanks, that'd be great.
So she gets a ride with her dance teacher. And when they get to the dance teacher's house, she starts to notice something's a little fishy.
So did you have fun in dance class today?
Your phone doesn't work. How did you know I was at dance?
She's the dance teacher.
Right?
Turns out she's actually the devil.
Ooh.
He basically says, hey, Cherie, come on now. Just please stop. I'll leave you alone if you just stop. Like, you can trust me. I'm the devil after all. She leaves, and then...
Hey, kid, you need a ride.
Just a heads up, I'm going to try to murder you later.
Yeah, common sense is not your strong point, huh, Cherie?
That was my fucking ride.
It's amazing that Cherie has not been murdered yet.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the last time she said no, she almost did get murdered. So maybe this time it was better if she said yes.
I think that God is just literally throwing everything he can at her to try and kill her. And she just keeps on living. And he must just be up there like, oh, come on. So the pastor and the other guy who works at the church, they're worried because Cherie hasn't shown up to give her speech yet.
What did they say at dance class?
Claire said she never made it.
What?
Where could she...
Dad.
So that went nowhere. Can't have suspense in my movie about Christianity. God damn it, I won't allow it. Now it's the main climax of the movie. Cherie walks up on stage and is going to give her big televised speech that's going to convert millions to Christianity.
A couple of years ago, I watched a movie that my dad told me not to because he knew I would be afraid. Well, I watched it anyway, and I wish I hadn't. Because to this day, I'm terrified of men in black trench coats.
She saw Grandma's Boy and was terrified of JP.
Adios, turd nuggets!
This is supposed to convert the non-believers. Okay. Cherie's feeling good. It's Christmas morning. There's an influx of people going to church, and Cherie is dying to open her presents.
Can I open one present? Please, please, please.
Fine. Oh my goodness. Yes, you can go open up one too.
So the doctor's first reaction is to not do anything.
She just couldn't handle how awesome the See Me Dank vanity plate was. That's it. She sees See Me Dank, she dies, and she's now in heaven. I put that in quotes because she's being forced to dance to an audience of one, her mom, and her mom does not seem like she is enjoying it.
How long is eternity?
All characters depicted in this motion picture are fictitious.
So I love how a movie that ends with a girl dying of leukemia on Christmas Day is Uplifting Entertainment LLC.
Now it's time for everybody's favorite part. What did we give it? So let's start with Tommy. What would you give this movie?
I'm going to give it 12 church ladies.
I would give it 5 of that project where a bunch of people each individually filmed a scene from Shrek, and then they put it all together to make the entire Shrek movie, but it was a bunch of different people making it. I would give it 5 of those. This movie's amazing. I love it. It's so good.
I think I'm going to give it a solid 7.5. Gabriel Byrne from Usual Suspects. No. I take that back. 7.5 Gabriel Byrnes from End of Days doing this exact face.
Well, that about does it. Thank you everyone for watching. We'll be back in a couple weeks with, you know what? I don't want to spoil it. You're just going to have to wait and see. So thank you everyone. See you next time.
Later.
Bye.
Nice job, guys.
Hey, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. It's very nice of you.
You're welcome. It was my pleasure.
And then my favorite is there's a lot. I didn't get where this review came from, but they said it plays like a fake Christmas movie that Troy McClure might star in on a Simpsons episode.
Oh,
and that is
great.
my favorite thing ever.
These test results, they don't make any sense.
You mean I'm not sick anymore?
What? Oh, no, sure.
Oh no,
I'm
you're
sorry.
still sick as fuck.
It's just that
Yeah.
by the looks of those results, you should be in bed, but you're with your friends, you're dancing.